I believe that business is as much of a personal development game as it is a business game, and you cannot build your business bigger than you are. It's only as professional as you are, as knowledgeable as you are, as punctual as you are, as aware as you are, as honest as you are, all those things, right? So business to me is a game of also personal development. And so I like to do these challenges because that makes me grow, and the bigger you grow, the bigger things you can do. And that's also a way to meet other amazing people, and you can't do big things on your own. So meeting a lot of amazing people as a result of this project as well. And so when we also talk about like this game of AI and whatnot, like AI can help you grow in ways that you've never grown before if you're curious and resourceful. And those are two currencies of the future that I think that anybody can have. You don't have to be a techie guy. This is not a technology revolution. This is a creativity revolution. This is a human revolution.
Yeah, well, and there's the through line in this entire conversation as well as we're talking about humanity, we're talking about the experience, we're talking about connection. We're not talking about the most sophisticated tech in the world. And I think, going back to that's almost just the table stakes now. The most sophisticated tech in the world is just now table stakes,
Literally.
literally, right? And like you said earlier, I mean, mindset is the most important. It's the most valuable and important asset we have because it's in our control and it shapes everything. It shapes the world. It shapes how we interpret the world and how the world sees us.
And
Right.
it's the thing you have complete agency over. You have complete control of that. It's completely on us, which is such a blessing and a curse simultaneously, right? Because it's like personal development is a motherfucker, if you don't mind me saying,
Yeah,
right?
please do.
And the more aware you are, the more conscious you are, the more responsibility you have on source, and it can get like a little bit daunting. But that is the life worth living, I believe, is the life worth pursuing. This sort of like growth and curiosity, and just like, wow, what does this taste like, and who
Yeah.
is she, and what's he all about, and like, can we do this together, and so it's not a sadist thing to like constantly grow and like challenge yourself and climb mountains and all those kinds of things. These are the pursuit of like life, and the pursuit of life is just a really fun thing to do. And I'm grateful to wake up every day. This I've never worked this hard, to be honest with you. Never. I have never worked 6, 7 days a week, 10 hours a day for the last 3 years, like nonstop, hardly any vacations, sold everything, other distraction. No other businesses. I quit drinking, like anything, just to focus solely on this to see what I could do with great people. And so we'll see. I just believe in immersion, and
Yeah.
this immersive thing.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. 100%. Do you think that experience that you went through has that fueled this? Did that influence your immersion in this, or would you already have been as immersed as you are?
I believe in immersion just in general with everything, but it changed the way I view it. It opened my eyes to almost this contrarian view that I believe very strongly in. Like, if we do look, what's the main themes? What are people talking about? The majority of people are talking about is generally going to produce mediocre results. We can look at it in every industry and everything, like what the mainstream is talking about in a way. So I was like, well, what's just the shade of that will produce like a wildly better result for everybody that's involved in that? That's what we're constantly looking for, is these shades of just a little bit different thinking, a little bit more holistically, a little bit more like, I design all my products using the infinity symbol as
Uh-huh.
my mantra.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
There's no dead ends, there's no stops. I'm trying to like produce like it works wholly, in the way that you are thinking. And that's it's not easy to do, to be honest with you, but it's worth
Well,
doing.
and again, I love this conversation because I mean that's how I look at AI. I mean, it's so infinite. And in one hand, that's overwhelming. That's like my head's gonna explode. On the other hand, taking a very almost linear approach, for me as I'm thinking about how I'm building out my AI team, like we're talking about, and create my AI agents, I'm just starting kind of like down a single path. Like I have a question, I want to ask this person that question, or I have a need in my business. I wish I had this person to do that for me. Well, okay, now I'm going to create these AI agents to help me, facilitate that. And that's how I'm, reducing, I would say, the noise and creating that. But, with all that being said, like when you had that first thought of I want to start, by the way, like you must have some madness in you and some craziness, but A, that had the entrepreneurship, sickness, and B, but to start, a company like this. I mean, what were those initial thoughts? I mean, what problem, and I think you said it, but say it again. What problem were you trying to solve when you thought you woke up one day, say, and I'm sure it wasn't this easy, but I'm going to start a company called Huzi.